everyone, Linda here, the scrapbooking photographer. Today I'm taking part in the Mix It Up Monday hop, which is a hop hosted by Tara O'Rourke from the Paper Snob community. And each month we get a sketch to follow, and this month our sketch is put together by none other than Mel Walton from Mel W Scrapping. So she's given us this sketch to use, and the idea with mixing it up is that we mix traditional scrapbooking with some mixed media and that kind of thing. So you can see there's some stenciling to be put in there. I've got two stencils out with the hearts on them that I want to use in this layout. I'm not sure which one I'll use yet, but we'll see how we go, how it all comes together. I'm also taking part in the 52-week challenge of everyday photos. And so this is something that happens in our house every day. These girls get very well looked after. They're not allowed on the couch unless there is a rug up there. So we have a red rug and a brown rug. So anyway, that's what I'm scrapbooking today, and I think those fit the layout recipe. I'm using the marbled Elegance papers from Stampin' Up with the Hearts of Elegance dies and stamps that also come in that suite. So let's get started with some stenciling on our white willow background. So I think I'm going to use this stencil, which you do all in one colour and then move it along and do the other colour. Now I'm going to stay away from the outside. Because it's a card size, I don't want to go too close to the edge, and I like a kind of a half finished look as it blends into the white rather than a sharp one. So we'll have that straight on there. And just using the scarlet, we'll go over the middle hearts like that. Now Mel's got them top right and bottom left, so we'll come back down over here and do some more so that they balance each other that way around, and we'll do the same thing. Just running the brush around the middle of the stencil so that it sort of blends into the white at the edges. Okay, we'll swap over to the toffee. So the magic of the stencil is when you've done scarlet like that, you can then move it down one, and you get the opposite side of the heart going to come out in toffee. I'll just line it up. Now obviously some of the ones that we did towards the edge aren't going to be both colours, but I think that might help it blend, and if I don't like it, I'll cover it with something else. Now I haven't wiped down the stencil in between because I don't really mind if it blends from one to the other. Cool, and then we'll do the same down here. So that's where we started, and now we're going to go across and down and line it up there so that they're nice and straight with what we did earlier, and then bringing the toffee in, and again heavier in the middle and lightening towards the outside. And I'm hoping that we're not going to have any straight lines around where the edge of the stencil is. Cool. In the sketch it looks like we've got a banner across the middle and some ripped edges at the top and bottom of the banner, the bottom and the top of the page. And for those ripped edges I thought I would use this paper from the Marbled Elegance pack. Isn't it beautiful with those little hearts on it? On the back side it's a gorgeous marbled piece, but we don't need that bit today. So what I'm going to do is rip. So we've got 4 strips to go along that page. So if you rip one way, you can see that it's ripping and you're getting the white edge that side, but I really want the white edge on the other side, so I need to rip it away from me to get that. And it's going a little bit deep there. So you could use a ruler if you wanted to keep it a bit straighter, but I find that sometimes it can be too straight, which is weird coming from me because I like straight lines and things, but I like mixing it up a little bit as well. So, whoops, it's a bit windy here. I've got the door open because it's so jolly hot, but the breeze is picking up, so everything's blowing around the place. So if we put that there, I like the way that the white edge of the torn piece helps to blend it into the white paper. I'll cut out an edge so I can rip again, but I won't throw this out because on some pieces you might like a smooth edge. And I could use it down there, but I do like the ripped look here. Or we can use the other side. So that is to be kept aside for later. And I'll rip this again in a similar fashion to get the other three pieces. So we've got our 4 pieces there, and I've got 3 here that I'll put with that piece of paper so that we have the option of cutting this one wider if we want to in the future. And the next thing on Mel's sketch is a straight piece across here, and I'm undecided whether to use the cherry cobbler, the pecan pie, or the very vanilla. And I think I'm leaning towards the very vanilla, and then supplement that a little bit more around when we do some embellishing, just because I think that will go well with the dogs. So I'll trim a piece off here, I don't know, about that wide. So I went 2.5 inches wide. Because it's from an A4 piece of Stampin' Up! Cardstock, it doesn't quite reach the edge of the page. So I'm just going to cut it down here, which is where the photos will go over the top, and hide the gap. So nothing's stuck yet, so we're still just fiddling. And I'm a great fiddler, I spend ages. Right. That'll give us a basic idea anyway. And then the photos, we have one going landscape, and then these 2 going that way. And I think what I might do is trim this one so it's a bit smaller. So then I can mount that in the cherry cobbler. I haven't stuck it yet, just want to be sure of what I'm doing. Yep, I think that goes quite well. I might mount these 2 in cherry cobbler as well. I think that would help highlight them a little bit. Yep, once we get that all lined up. So I'm going to stick the things down that we know about and then come back and see what we do next. So as I come to stick this down, I'm just going to leave a little bit of white at the top so that all these lines going across have got a little bit of white above and below all of them. There's obviously something sticky on my mat. I need to give it a clean. And I also note that some of the hearts are upside down, but I don't think it matters for this, so we'll leave a little gap at the bottom as well. Now, because I want these to be just on the edge of this cardstock, I'm going to stick this just on the edge first, making sure that it's level with the right side of the paper, so going across in the same spot there. And I'll just move it off the page because the sticky goes higher up. And then the same with this bit, coming in from the other edge, because of course it needs that gap in the middle. It's always interesting in these hops to see how other people interpret the sketches that we're given. So make sure you watch all of the videos. There will be a playlist listed underneath, which means you just have one button to push to see everybody's creations. And there'll also be a list of the people taking part as well. And then as you go through the videos, do share the love and a thumbs up or a like or something like that to let people know that you've seen their video, and it also lets YouTube know that people are enjoying it. As creators, we always like to know that people have seen what we've done and appreciated it, and the ultimate sign of appreciation, of course, is subscribing. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel of the person that you're watching, then please consider doing so. It doesn't cost anything, so it's a good way of showing some appreciation for their work. Right, now we can put some extra sticky down on these vulnerable bits. And we'll pop it right in the middle. So that's our background. I think the two little bits at the top just make a difference there. Now we can place these because everything's stuck down underneath, so we can fiddle with them a little bit more and get them right. So this is a Lulu with her head nicely rested at the end of the couch. That's her spot. And then we've got Gracie here, who likes to sit next to me, and Pippa. This is Pippa, so these photos were taken at different times. And I think that mounting makes quite a difference. Right, so I can stick those down. I'm happy with them there. Now, I wanted to put a little bit of gold over the top of that, and I should have done it before I put the photos on. So I'm just going to cover those with a little piece of scrap paper. In the end, I went with the plastic that the paper pack came in because it will be less absorbent than scrap paper. So I've got some media gloss spray. I'm not going to spray it, I'm just going to drip it. I have still got a title and some journaling and some embellishments to go with this. So I might just leave that bit the way it is for some journaling. Concentrate on splashing this in the other parts. And we'll make up a couple of little hearts from the Hearts of Elegance die set to pretty up those edges a little bit. So Mel also has 3 little banners here and 3 there, and for that I thought I would use exactly the same papers. So a little bit of the Cherry Cobbler, a little bit of the Very Vanilla, and a little bit of our hearts. We'll make some different lengths with those to go top and bottom. I've just cut these out of the leftover pieces. I'll probably go small, medium, large like that from that side. And actually I was going to fishtail them, but I quite like them just like that, so I think I'll leave them that way. And then the same coming down from the bottom right. So I'll stick those down in a moment. Doesn't leave a lot of room for journaling, but I've got some space there as well. The next thing we're going to do is work out a few little embellishments to put here and here. And for that, I'm using the Hearts of Elegance die set, which comes with these beautiful different shaped hearts and a couple of little flowers and leaves. We're just going to use the hearts today. Let me cut some out and we'll see how we go. I think they will fit on a little mini machine. I'm just going to cut some out all at once in the same colour, and then we'll figure out where we're going to put them. We'll mix them up when they're cut out. So I'll go away and do the cutting because you don't need to watch that on camera, and then we can have some fun placing them. So I've got a little container here with the hearts that we've cut out, and we'll have a little play in a minute. But before I do that, I just want to stick these down. And cutting those hearts out put me in mind of another challenge that's taking place this month on Soul Scrappers, which is a group on Facebook. I'll link it down below because they have some amazing challenges on there and some good sketches and things that you can take part in. And this month, being Valentine's Day month, if you have a sketch with 6 hearts on it, then that's all you need to do to meet the challenge. So I thought that might be quite a good way for this layout to evolve, and we'll get an entry in that as well. I do like these colours. It's often hard to cut into papers that are nice on both sides, but that's why it's great that these packs come with 2 of each piece in them. Okay, so let's see where these hearts are going to go. I just cut out the same sort of shapes in each different colour. I thought if we mix them up, the same as we have with the banners at the end, it might look quite cool. Like that, something like that. Or we could go really wild. I quite like to cover that little line there. I might come in a bit. Something like that. And then down on this side, we'll do it a different way with that one at the top and that one in the middle and the small one on the side. So just mixing it up a little bit. We'll stick them down. I had to shut the door because it was blowing everything around. Now it's absolutely steaming in here. So I'll need to finish up pretty quickly and go and sit in the cool. Roll on winter, I say. This Marbled Elegance suite is still available from Stampin' Up, as are the heart dies. And I think the title is going to be pretty simple because there's a stamp in here that just says love you, and I think that's what we'll put on here because we do. So I'll put the sponge underneath there because it's always better to stamp on a spongy surface, and I'm using the Scarlet from Close to My Heart. I will gradually get the inks from Stampin' Up, but the papers I'm finding are more important at the moment. There's only so far the budget stretches. There we go. And also as part of this suite, there's some little tiny gold hearts, which are just perfect for finishing off with a few little bits of bling in various places. I hope you've enjoyed watching this page come together. I've certainly enjoyed putting it together, and some pages work really well, really quickly, and I feel that this one has come together quite easily. And there we go, that's my page 4, Mix It Up Monday, February 2025. And also for Soul Scrappers, or the Heart Challenge, the Mystery Challenge. And my next page for the 52-week challenge of everyday photos. Thanks, Mel, for a great sketch. I just love it, and it came together so easily, just perfect. Thank you very much, my friend, and thanks everybody for watching. Happy crafting.